So in this example, we want to figure out whether there is an association between the disease and gender. So we are looking at a group of volunteers, male and female, and we check how many of these have the disease or don't have the disease. And this is typically called a 2x2 contingency table, because it contains of 2 columns and 2 rows. So this is a 2x2, and we can test for the association with what is called a chi-squared test for association. And while we can do that by hand, it's a little bit cumbersome to do all the calculations, and there's a much better way. You just simply let the internet do that for you. So we head over to Google. So I just put in chi-square calculator 2x2, and it comes up with a suggestion for a calculator. And that's here on the Social Statistics website, which is really nice. So all we need to do is we need to change the values. So we said the females were first, ladies first, female, and then we had the male. And the category here, we say they were negative, and here these were positive. So they are positive, and then next. So we've entered the groups, and now here it asks us for the actual numbers. So the negative had 169 females were negative, and 10 of them were positive. And the males, we had 1,399 tested negative and 87 tested positive. So that's basically all the information that we need. And we want to know now, what is the p-value to find out whether there is an association. And our null hypothesis, so the null hypothesis for this case, H null, would be there is no association between disease and gender. And we say if we get a p-value smaller than a cutoff, let's say alpha, and we would traditionally use an alpha of 0.05. We would say if the p-value is smaller than alpha, we would reject the null hypothesis. If the p-value is larger than alpha, then we would fail to reject, and we would say there is no association. So let's ask the computer to calculate that. So we've got that, and we now need to identify the significance level. That's our alpha, and we set this to 0.05, and now calculate the chi-square value. So here the chi-square value is 0.0209. The p-value is 0.885. So let's go back. So p-value is calculated as 0.885, and this is very clearly larger than alpha, which we set to 0.05. So therefore we cannot reject the null hypothesis. We say there is no association between the disease and the gender. So there's no difference whether you are male or female, whether you're testing positive or negative. So I hope this makes sense, and thank you for watching.